Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all hanging in with us. Some technical difficulties, but we back at it like we mad at it. Let's get the crew up in here because we rocking and rolling tonight. What's up, Two? How you doing, man? We can't hear you. You on mute. What's up, Will?
What's going on, man? A whole lot of technical
difficulties.
Oh, day. Hey.
We professionals, but it ain't always smooth, man. It ain't always
man. I'm on mute. Yeah.
You was on mute. You probably said something fire too.
I said fire too, man. I said, damn, man, sorry for the technical difficulties, man. But no. Praise up, man. For the Buffalo defender Hamlin, man. Series.
He passed out, right?
Passed out. CPR had to be administered.
Oh my.
And the Bengals Bills game, which is delayed right now.
That's just scary.
I apologize for the mute button. I thought I unmuted myself. Usually go into a mute before we start back up. Sorry about that, guys. But let's continue rolling, man. If you wasn't with us in the beginning, spoke a little bit on John Harbaugh and the potential of landing a job, which is a yearly thing. And you watching the Bills Bengals, man. Hopefully, the game gets back to par. And again, man, praise up, man.
Also, real quick, now that I think about it, man, prayers up to other Bengal fan, Chris, man. He just got out the hospital, had a little surgery going on, but he hit me up today, and he's dealing with COVID. So, special prayers to you, brother.
Praise
recovery, man. Overcome it, man. We looking out for you, man. Much prayers up to you.
Definitely a great supporter of the brand. Always on board. Whenever he can. Shouting out the brand. He love his brothers, man. So shout out to him. Yes, man. Thank you, man, for that, man. Shit. Blooper.
So we was talking about Derek Carr and that exec that ripped the Raiders, saying that it was a classist act and they treated him like trash. When they benched him yesterday. Do y'all think he deserved that benching?
Nope, he didn't deserve that. It's literally trash on trash. There's a guy that, no matter how long you've had him or no matter how long you didn't want him, he served. And played for our organization. He's every gut, every scar, everything he left in that field for that team. And he didn't deserve that, yesterday to a point where, he doesn't even want to be with the team. Could be over for him, on both sides, when you're mad, the situation makes it worse. But in terms of the Raiders benching him, man, I just think it was absolute, wild. He hasn't played well this season, if you think about it. We can throw it on the table for him. Not defending his play at all. Not saying that he was playing elite, but sometimes it's time for a change. But the way I feel like the Raiders did him like that, man, is absolutely terrible. Sit him for what? He's not going to be a starter next year. So what would you really do?
We talked about it earlier today. So I'm looking at his contract. For next year, he only counts $5 million of dead money if they trade or cut him. And we talked about earlier about Harbaugh possibly going to the Colts. They got a track record of taking quarterbacks that got, kind of thrown out, need a home.
The home of little wanderers.
The home of the wanderers. So what do y'all think about that potential?
That's what quarterbacks go to retire now, huh?
That's a very important fact, Bobby. 6 head coaches in his career.
Nah, definitely. Come on, man. Yes,
no
absolutely.
Continuity there.
Too much changes. And I read the other day about defensive stats on the other side. You know, just about worse in the league for the last like 6-7 years. Like that's horrendous. Anyway, you know,
he said if he goes to Indy, he's really dead.
Yeah, it's like your career's over. Or almost over.
Yeah, true.
I don't know about deserve. Deserve got nothing to do with it in the NFL, really. You get what you get. I just hope that everybody didn't take it as he got benched as he's been the problem. That's not the case. Obviously, everyone's been the problem. He hasn't been great, but I will say, Stidham made some plays, man. Stidham looked good.
No, Stidham made some plays.
And Stidham had Adams looking like himself.
Adams is gonna look like Adams no matter who the QB is.
That's not always true though, because that's
true for him. True for him. The numbers are still where they at with Rodgers. You know, with a mediocre car, and if you
he had some great games with Carr, but he also had some absolute duds where him and Carr just couldn't get on the same page. With Stidham, it seemed like I know it's one game, but it seemed like they was on the same page for every play they made. I'm just saying, like it just looked.
It's a 1 game sample, and I don't think that Stidham's going to be the QB yesterday. No, this is no chance for Stidham. He played in his role yesterday where he's supposed to play it. But this isn't
about this. My comment wasn't about Stidham. It was more about.
No, it's good that you brought that up because Nate had commented like he played great. I'm not saying my comments are anything throwing shade at Stidham.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Play regardless. He's the second QB in the spot. But Stidham knows, he has a job to do when he gets on the field, and you got to be warm. But, going into that game, you got to go play perfect, to have somebody on your radar. So shout out to him. But in terms of Devontae Adams, he gonna make one of us look good throwing to him. He's that talented.
The whole offense looked like it was in a little better hands when he was in the game. Stidham, it just looked better, which is weird. It shouldn't.
Yeah, man, little dude, man. Carr overran it. His prime, his years was that MVP year. Those were his years right there. That bracket right there, that 2 to 3 year right there was his time. You know what I'm saying? And the Raiders spent too much time on him.
I'm gonna say this part. Actually, it's definitely a move.
Piss him off, he'll leave him. Yeah.
Because, like I said, they can just walk away. They can. I think they're going to try to trade him, but I think this is Raider type stuff because teams kind of going to know that you really don't want him. You can afford to cut him. So why would I send you any draft capital when I can just wait for you to cut him and pick him up as a free agent?
I wonder who he pissed off. Also, let's remember who his head coach is and who he learned from.
Yep, and you got to remember, too, that Carl a couple weeks ago came out in comments in regards to the team play and the way teams handling losses and how they try to prepare themselves every week for this crap and that crap. And, he's definitely blaming the coaches, the guys upstairs and all that at the end of the day. The players go on the field and play, but when he shot that out, I felt like it was a shot at not only McDaniels, but the rest of the camp. So,
Little dude, nah, I wasn't saying Stidham's the guy. I'm saying the whole offense looked like it was moving better with him in versus Carr. Yeah, so it's just like weird.
Yeah, definitely. He was doing his thing. Shout out to him, man. He definitely, doing his thing, man. He's a Josh McDaniels familiar with that guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of his guys he brought from New England.
So let me ask you this. Do you think if and when, because I think he's going to get released, traded, or cut, who knows what the case may be, do you think he gets another starting job, or do you think he have to reclamation tour where he's got to step back up?
I think his reclamation tour will be as a starting quarterback. I think he'll get one team to, if not put him outright the starter, at least give him a spot to like compete. Maybe Seattle goes, you know what? Let's have somebody compete with Geno. See how that goes. Maybe.
But I heard Seattle's already started contract talks with Geno.
That is risky.
Yeah.
Definitely is risky. I think he'll get one more haul as a starting QB. We've seen QBs that we thought probably wouldn't get it. He's definitely going to get one. He has that decision to make. This is kind of like the Tony Romo situation right now. not injured or nothing, but the way you just go about things and the way you end it, you know. And Tony
They had
Romo
a-
has to actually go
except
play.
for Romo, they had a guy.
You know, yeah. I mean, but yeah, ultimately Romo had to chose his fate. Romo could have played still, but he chose not to play.
All I know is
All
I know is that
he'll get released too.
if Gino asked for like a real bag off of the good season, and he's earned something, but there's got to be a line drawn in the sand for Pete and them that says if he wants over this, we just move on. Despite how he played this year,
I can see that.
because if you're Pete, you got to think I can at least replicate what we just did
Right.
with a lot of quarterbacks.
I'm just taking a glance at some of the possibilities for him. His best shot may be somewhere in the NFC. If he's going to take that,
that's everybody's best shot to stay
wide
away from
open.
the AFC. No, it's not even about the wide open. It's just that you're not facing Mahomes, Burrow, and Lamar if he stays, and what's his name, Herbert. You don't want to go through all of those every year. And there's one in every division in the AFC, at least.
Let me what about him possibly in Washington?
Washington, I think if he can keep the ball from sailing on him and can maintain accuracy, they got weapons for days over there. But it's weird with him though, because he played better I feel like he played better as a quarterback last year.
Bisaccia should have been retained as head coach. Just my opinion. He had them balling.
He played better last year when that team was in disarray at every step and he had no Zay Jones was like his number one, I think. Ruggs was gone. Everyone was hurt.
Yep.
Then he goes out and gets his college guy, Adams, and they don't, as a team, look as good.
It's crazy, man. Quarterbacks, man, it's crazy that
it's about system, man.
Tom Brady has really set this echelon, now you see Tom Brady degrading as a QB. Then you start seeing a lot of other people degrading at the QB position. A lot of wows this year, you know what I'm saying? We're still wowing Aaron Rodgers despite, what he's been team-wise been able to do with the Packers. Then you got Russell Wilson's situation in Denver. Then you got Derek Carr, who definitely played great last year, despite what was going on there last year. And then this year it's flat. There's a lot of things going on. This is what happens ultimately. So many seasons you can carry and be on the horse, and then all of a sudden you just fall saddle, and it's just like it can happen at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? It sucks.
I think what we learned this year for sure is that we can't expect even some of the good quarterbacks to transcend the system.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterbacks are really, some of the good ones are based more on the system and the way their team plays. Some guys can transcend. I think Aaron Rodgers can play anyway. I think Tom Brady can for the most part.
Generational talents.
Yeah, like the generational ones, right. But some of them, no. And I think Carr has been hurt by the different systems, and I don't think he's the type of quarterback that is built to play in what's his name's system, McDaniels. I mean, Josh McDaniels system.
To answer Bobby's question, how many teams need to start a quarterback? We talked about his best shot may be in the NFC. I took a real quick glance. There's 4 teams that need quarterbacks in the NFC. Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You got Washington, who we spoke about.
Yep.
You got New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta.
So 3 of those teams are all in the same division, which is a very winnable division.
And depending on what Brady decides to do, it could be Tampa Bay.
Ooh, if he gets a Tampa Bay job, that'd be interesting because they have weapons, plenty, but they got other issues now.
You got the Jets. You got the Jets job. you got the Jets job.
The Jets have so much thinking to do.
Potentially Miami job. Miami job just opens itself wide again. After another tour incident. So you got Miami.
Hey, Jake, I think Detroit stays with Goff.
You got to stay with Goff.
You got Tennessee.
You have to.
He's looking very good this year.
You gotta stay with Goff. If
Yeah. They
Detroit.
definitely. I think Detroit rides with Goff. I think they ride with that another year. See if they can get out of it. But I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. You don't keep your eyes closed. That's all I would say in regards to the Goff. And I'm not saying Goff is gonna be on the decline thing. I'm just saying you still keep your eyes open. You still be humble to what you have. Because like you said, man, you can see anything happen on any given day. In regards to the QB position, keep your eyes open.
We know the NFL wanted Brady and Rodgers in the playoff. Well, they didn't try very hard to get him there.
Nah, you gotta have the money there. You gotta have the money makers while you're gonna be there. You need that, But I'm not gonna say that both teams played to the strengths. One, not so the NFC South and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but in the game that they needed yesterday, they balled out. And the Packers, unbelievably so. We was talking about before we came on, me and Coach, the fact that they could win and get in at this point in the season right now, it's crazy. That's the craziest artist. We got the Lions who've been playing great this season. The Seahawks have been playing this season, but probably better than Green Bay now over the course of the last month. But Green Bay's in a win or go home situation. Who would have thought that a month and a half ago? That's insane.
The Lions choked it up. They had a chance.
I think the entire NFC South needs a QB. I agree, but it depends on the system because we have a coach who's built a system that's not even successful with QB, either drafted or traded, will fail miserably unless you have a great QB. And Anthony also says, how do you fix the 49ers QB battle? Do you move on from Trey, let Jimmy walk? Nah, you don't move on.
No. Their situation went from difficult to extremely easy. It was really hard when you had Jimmy balling and Trey hurt. Then Jimmy got hurt and Purdy played his ass off.
Yeah.
You're fine now. So you just
Jimmy's gonna walk.
Let Jimmy go. You sit with Purdy and then make a decision between him and Lance whenever the time comes.
Right, exactly. You can still let Trey develop. You can still let Trey develop. Trey's kind of like right now, he put himself back in Jordan Love position where you can wait on him a bit. You still have to put fingers with him.
He should have been in that position because they started him too early. The only reason they try to play him so early is because they gave up so much capital to get him.
Yep.
They had to.
Yep. You're exactly right.
But now they have the excuse, even with the capital they gave up, they have the excuse to be like, nah, he need to wait. Let him just heal up. Let him learn the system. Purdy's playing Purdy.
And next story, he got off in time because I wanted to get his perspective on this. See, I was thinking about that too. Because somebody's gonna give Cooper some money.
Rush, yeah. I don't think Carr wants to be a backup to anybody, but he might have to be.
Nah, definitely.
There's too many teams that are going to need a starter for him to end up as a backup, I think. Well, moving forward, what do we got next?
We got so 6 NFL teams that should be willing to pay the price to get Sean Payton.
That's got to be my guy, Quan, because I'm always telling him his nicknames are corny. He mad. It's okay.
So first off, I've heard that what they are looking at, it starts off with the first round pick for the rights to Sean Payton. That the rightfully so, because they gave up their first round pick in the previous draft. So the Eagles own their first round this year. So they're going to look to be, to try to recoup that back.
So if Sean wants to go somewhere this year, it's going to cost whatever team he goes to his first round pick?
Yep. Right off the bat.
Let it go.
So
what if it's Denver? They don't have one.
Well, see, I've been saying that's why he's not going to Denver. I know it had came out and people were saying, they're kind of the front runner. Denver don't have anything because they're out like this year and next year. They gave up a lot to get Russ.
Too much.
So I would say that they're out of the question.
I would say Seattle's out. That's too high of a pick.
Yes.
Oh, Seattle was never in. Never mind. They got Pete. I'm just thinking the quarterback.
How about Anthony throws a key in there, man. Washington.
That scares me.
You should be very scared.
That scares me.
Here's the thing, though.
Potentially.
Here's the thing, though. That's going to require him either going That means they lose that first round pick. That's the quarterback. So probably. So that means you then got to go, if you're Peyton, so I go here with a solid team everywhere, no first pick. That means I probably got to go out and get Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield or, dare I say, Jimmy G. You got to go get one of those guys.
You keep Heineke and you go, hold on. Funny thing, right? Probably don't keep Heineke, but you go Heineke and you bring Taysom Hill with you. And you get the Washington Commanders get a tight end in the future. You know what I'm saying? And they get a guy if your QB gets hurt. Hooping on, man. But Washington is not bad, man. You know that. I mean, you see what all happens all over their camp. Only takes one of those coaches like Sean Payton. You know, Dan Snyder to end up somewhat good again. But like I said, I think Dan's gonna get rid of that franchise. I'll probably say no on the Sean Payton to Washington noise. Realistically, say it. So
Nate makes a great point. I forgot about the Bradley Chubb trade. They got Miami's first round.
Who does?
The Broncos.
Denver. Oh yeah, Denver recouped
that. They got a first and a fourth for him.
And that's not gonna be a great pick. So whatever, do it.
Well, the way Miami's been playing, better than it was.
Nah, Denver. I think Denver's on the table because Sean Payton, he's a great quarterback coach, but I will say this: he does have a certain way of playing, and a lot of those are timing routes. That's not Russell's strength.
Rush improvises. Russ is at his best when a play breaks down. So a couple of the teams that they say they can potentially see him going to, got the Arizona Cardinals. Cliff is pretty much out of there. You got the Carolina Panthers. Broncos are on there. Houston Texans, first overall pick. I hate to see my man Lovey get booted up out of there like that. The Colts and the Buccaneers. Interesting. They lose their mind when they coach Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Wait, they have to trade him though? They won't even do it. If they're smart. You don't trade him in-house. In division, you don't do that.
Right.
Definitely don't.
That's crazy. You watched what he did to the rest of that division for how many years? Now you're gonna trade him within and let him do it to you? Nah, he can't do that. Is he officially never gonna go back to the Saints?
No, still on the table.
That's still on the table?
Still on the table. But a lot some of the publications I read today said that victory bought Dennis Allen at least another year.
Wow.
When they beat Philly yesterday.
That's
crazy.
With a backup, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And to only get eliminated from playoff contention in the same day. What a same day.
So, last story for news for the day. Happened yesterday during the Colts and the Giants game. Kayvon Thibodeau did the Snow Angels celebration after Nick Foles got injured, hurt his ribs real bad. And Jeff Saturday came out and said that he said the celebration was trash. Do you think Saturday had something to talk about, or do you think Saturday just doing his crying and that's actually So which one you think it is?
Some bullshit? I came out of nowhere.
Toes.
I do too. I want Allen demoted back to DC, man.
He's a hell of a DC.
Saturday song.
But I knew though. I knew.
You can't do that while you can't do that for somebody getting hurt though.
But Thibodeau did come out and said that he didn't know that he was injured.
Yeah, he didn't know he was injured, man. He didn't know he was injured. They going in there with a chance to clinch a playoff spot. You know, New York had to experience nothing like this. It's the boat trip. It's 17 virgins,
First
30
the country of Mexico for teams to get Sean Payton.
That's
I'm not
funny.
lying.
You know, the way to play occurred, man, was wild. I mean, like now you see that Nick Foles is hurt and he's doing a snow angel. It's crazy, but I mean, I bet you it's gonna be a meme all over the world. That's what it's gonna be. You know, sad way for Nick Foles to go out. You know, he was the journeyman. He was Gardner Minshew. Now Gardner Minshew is, you know, potentially Nick Foles. You know, but we'll see. You know, if he gets to play another snap this season. Yeah, it sucks, man. I looked at it like, man. And then Jeff Saturday's comments as a coach to his team, he's gonna say that. A lot of other teams on the opposing side is gonna say something like Jeff Saturday said. So it's kind of
I mean, if he didn't know he was hurt, then I get it. I understand it happens. But I don't mind what Saturday said.
Nah, nobody's gonna mind.
You're riding for his team.
Speak for your team. Speak for your team. Like if I was a coach on the opposing side, I'm kind of like, damn, like you know what I'm saying. But looking at it, not playing on any teams, I'm kind of like, yeah, guy was celebrating. He don't know he was hurt. You know, hopefully, you know, he at least sent an apology to Nick. You know what I'm saying? Even if Nick felt like that, you know, or anybody in the coach organization, stand-up guy, great player. You know, doing his job on the football field. Injuries happen. You know, we're dealing with one tonight.
It's a bad one tonight, man. They might shut this game down.
It's crazy. And that's another thing, too, we got to talk about, too, man. Please, like 2 seconds. Like, it's wild. I was about to say that. The NFL shutting this game down with everything that's been going on this season.
Temporarily suspended.
Temporarily suspended. Biggest game of the year thus far. And it doesn't even matter right now because someone right there.
Lights on the line, yeah.
Hot stop. So.
That's wild. I hope he makes it, man. I hope everything's good. Thoughts and prayers to the family because that's looking crazy.
Most definitely, man. And let's go on. That's Facebook user. So, man, I guess we're gonna take a quick break. We had a unofficial break earlier.
Yes,
we're gonna take a quick break. Yeah, I know, right? It's actually big time break. But we'll be back by 15-20 minutes. Hold on till you be right back. Seconds. I'm all over the damn place tonight.
It's one of those nights. It's a crazy night, man.
Crazy
is the moon
night.
Full? What's going on?
Oh, be right back.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Oh, man. We say, just said it was working in the back of a barbershop selling. I got the hookup DVDs before he got to call the coach. Pretty much, and it looks like it too. Oh man! So let's take a look at the.
I don't think people realize he was there to lose. That's the point of him being there. He's a fall guy.
He was. They thought they was going to get that first overall pick, but I will say this though: he won't return as coach next year. But at one point in time, they played Philly hard. They played Dallas hard for 3 quarters. They were serviceable in some spots.
It's good to hear.
That's good. That's definitely good. Definitely good.
Update.
Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it, man. So let's take a look at the divisions. So I think all but 2 spots are already sold up for the playoffs.
Most of them are, man. You know, you just got the AFC South. You still got that. I believe in the 7 seeds in the NFC and AFC. Oh, and you still got So that's about it. Basically, you got the South, and then you got the 2 last wild card spots.
So as it stands right now in the AFC, the top seed is to the Chiefs, rightfully so. You got the Patriots facing Buffalo.
Okay.
Shout out to your squad, Will. You got the Ravens facing the Bengals. And you got the Chargers facing the Jags. but the Jags is going to determine the winner of them in the Tennessee game. Determine who gets in for them. And then on the NFC side, as of right now, the Eagles are the number 1 seed. You got the Seahawks facing the Niners, the Giants facing the Vikings, Cowboys facing the Bucks.
Crazy, man. I mean, I feel like the Cowboys and Bucks have kind of been locked in, and it's crazy. They probably both been preparing for each other for the last 2 months. That's basically what the
opening season.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's gonna be interesting on the other side. What interests me, man, like you said earlier with the Green Bay situation. But shout out to the Patriots too, man. Still keeping noise, man. That's what happens when you have a disciplined coach playing against these coaches. They're either trying to come up big, be big time. He's already been big time, and he knows how to be the little man, when he needs to be. So shout out to Coach Belichick for all that team. You have to thank him because he doesn't probably like the offensive coordinators in the way that's being called. He's going to bring the defense on his side, because he's a defensive specialist. But like I said, they have weapons. And it's a matter of just having the QB weekly to go present those weapons to football. And they did it yesterday against Miami, with the help of defense. So the offense kind of has to help the defense. I like Jacoby Myers. I like that guy. That kid, somebody may go hostile him some money.
Mm-hmm.
May not be the Patriots. Maybe the Patriots at a cool premium, but that guy deserves to get paid. I've seen enough the last few years of him in real. They have a good running game. Shout to him, man.
They better pay him to be a number 2 because if they pay him to be a number 1, they're gonna be disappointed.
Now, if they do beat Buffalo, then get in the playoffs. Want to go.
That's the only way they're gonna get in.
If I'm Bill Belichick, and I know hey, this is a Belichick thing, I'm probably gonna say, if I'm him, I pack, stay in Buffalo 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I
best thing is to be Buffalo.
I go run the city for 2 weeks. I give Buffalo fans a sense of the urge and tap that we out here, and we're not just gonna come out here now because we're a playoff seed. And we remember what happened last year. These two teams do play in the playoffs. Yeah, Buffalo shouldn't be that scared. I mean, Buffalo's been playing outstanding football, but again, division foe in the playoffs, that's a different feeling.
Who's Miami play next week? Who's Miami play next week?
Miami play Jets.
So here's what happens. So
Patriots
either beat Buffalo or have to have a combination of the Dolphins losing to the Jets, the Titans losing to Jacksonville, and Pittsburgh losing to Cleveland.
They're going to need all that then because they're not going to beat the Bills. Unless the Bills sit people.
And I can see the Jets beating the Dolphins. Jacksonville will beat Tennessee. And it's crazy to think which Cleveland team is going to show up.
If the Bills win tonight, if they end up finishing this game, if the Bills win this game,
they're going to sit people next week?
No, they're going to play everyone next week because they have a chance to still beat the Chiefs out.
Got you. Because they got the tiebreaker.
It was just, man, crazy is the Pittsburgh Steelers still have a chance to make the playoffs. If those teams in the front of them, Miami and the Patriots lose, and they win,
very, very possible.
That is the craziest thing too, man. Pittsburgh. So what the 7th seed has done is it's given
week 18 fun.
It's given week 16, 17, and 18 promise to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because you still have playoff spots to be determined, you know what I'm saying, in a few games. Definitely rule number 1, don't count on Brady. Never count him off the season. I told everybody, no matter what happens, you still got to play Tom Brady. And, I mean, wasn't XO on the Aaron Rodgers situation, but you can't leave guys like that with time. You can't. You got to bury them ASAP. The Dallas Cowboys are the reason why Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are still alive. That win right there in itself, though they lost the week after, I mean, I think it was a Thursday game after they won that Sunday game, which is the only reason why they're now on a longer winning streak. But you got to kill teams like that. If Dallas would have beat Green Bay season definitely shot dead. You did in Cowboy, but at the same time, you can't leave both of those guys still in, man, with a chance. Yeah, who's betting on that? Nobody.
It's a 3-way race for that 7th seed in the NFC too. You got Seattle, Detroit, and Green Bay.
Seattle, Detroit, Green Bay. Green Bay wins the end.
Yep.
Green Bay gets then that's the craziest thing. All that they win and they get in, so they control their own destiny right here. On Sunday night, the game got flexed to 8:30. The Lions are going to be playing. I told Coach too, man, the Lions better have extra security in Detroit just in case they lose. This is going to be their Super Bowl in the last 40, 50 years. Their Super Bowl is this Sunday against Green Bay with potential to get into the play.
Wait, is that game winning you're in for both of those teams?
No. Detroit has to win.
Seattle needs help
Seattle
regardless.
lost, I think.
Detroit needs to win and needs Seattle to lose.
They need Seattle and Green Bay to lose to get in.
Oh, okay. Well, they're playing. Oh, wait, that's
so win and Seattle lost.
Yeah.
And Seattle needs to beat the Rams and Green Bay to lose to Detroit.
Wow, this worked out real nicely for the Green Bay Packers.
Worked out nicely, man. Worked out real nice for them, man. And despite all that, the defense is coming out to show out.
This game is gonna be a shootout, though. Detroit, Green Bay, that's gonna be fun.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe
gotta
not.
be.
It could be. It could be not. Detroit could be what we thought they were, before all this winning and stuff started happening.
That's why I think it'll be a shootout, because they are what we think they are. They don't defend and they can score. I think they're gonna do that.
We see both offenses blustering and all that, but early in the season they had a game and it was real.
They had some drawbacks, but they got healthy too. I want to see my guy fucking Jameson Williams out there even more. He didn't do anything this week, I don't think. But
I think the Lions will win. Seattle plays the Rams, so it's up in the air. I think the Lions win this game, man. That's what it's gonna be. Lions are underdog right now, plus 4.5. If you want to take it on the points, this Sunday against Green Bay, night game in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, at Green Bay. This ain't Kirk Cousins on prime time. This is Aaron. And we've seen Aaron against these NFC North teams in prime time. We've seen the magic. So if I'm not putting no money on Detroit. Trust me, I'm sorry. Detroit wins this Sunday. Hey, shout out to you guys. Well deserved. But I'm not putting no money on Detroit. And the Packers go win Sunday. They ain't making the playoffs, dog. I do not see Detroit going to have to go. If they win this, real talk, Detroit deserves to be top 10 on the football rankings next week. But it's win alone. It is a sad.
Well, another key thing I'm looking at here, because we've already started talking about the draft and stuff like that. Right now, the Lions got the number 6 pick.
Right, and the draft capital too, the bounce and flip whatever they want. So, like I said, pretty much, man, playing with the dice. Rolling the dice, and that's a good way to come in.
Right now, Lions got 6 picks, and they don't need a quarterback. They don't need one, so they can go out and draft best players available.
I said a few weeks ago that this was going to come down to Lions Packers. I said this. I said this on a couple of play call sheets a few weeks ago. I said they'll come down to Packers, Lions, and the Packers were going to break the Lions' hearts. That's exactly what I was going to say. Me and Will were having this conversation. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now, let's get to the gritty.
Should be real interesting.
Yes, indeed.
So that's tonight's kind of weird. We normally talk about the division a little bit more, but everything's kind of like shaked out.
Only thing we talked about what you could talk about, which was the bottom of each division, the bottom of the playoffs for each division, because each conference, because that's where the real conversations to be had. Everybody from 10 down in the NFC is already gone.
Yeah.
And everybody from 10 down in the AFC is already gone. Oh, Tennessee's. That's crazy. The Jets are already eliminated, but they could play spoiler. I really hope they beat Miami.
They couldn't. Miami stars Skylar what's his name? Something Skylar? Yeah, it's going to be a rough day unless Tyreek can.
Skylar can kind of ball, though. A lot of people were calling for him to play over Tua. Skylar can ball, but I don't know if he's going to win this game.
Miami's going to be interesting, see what happens with them overall. But, yeah, there's going to be some spoilers on this Sunday. It's going to be some real spoilers on this Sunday. And, hey, that's what the NFL is about. And this 7th seed, man, coming into the last week. I can't wait.
I hope Cleveland plays their. Yeah, I kind of want the Pats to make it just because I want Pittsburgh to lose and the Jets to lose. I mean, in Miami to lose. It'd be funny.
I want to give an honorable mention though to the AFC North. I want to give a shout out to them, man, because despite all the injuries, despite everything that's happening in all those organizations this season, you know, they're on the come up, man. The divisions in terms of the least and top divisions in football. So be on the lookout for the AFC North next year as well. Be on the lookout. In my eyes, yeah, I think the AFC West will supreme next year. It'll still be a dogfight. It'll be a dogfight in terms of teams, but I feel like it'll be a much better fight than it was this year. Kansas City just overblowing everybody. I think we overrated ourselves in that division this year. I think next year will be to normal. What we expected.
We'll see. I don't see Vegas trending up, and I don't see a reason for Denver to trend up other than they can't do worse than they did this year, really. The Chargers should do a little better, but the Chargers always have the same problem: all the talent and never healthy.
They're in the coaching hunt too. You gotta remember that too, man. Chargers, man.
No, if the Chargers want a new coach, they can have the first pick for a couple seasons if they want for Sean Payton. Sean Payton and Herbert would tear this league apart.
Yes, they would.
Just go get a new QB. Straight up.
They would. You
can't go with Mike White. We see Mike White. I mean, the injury, bug has hit him, but what you see in Mike White is what you're gonna get in Mike White. He's not gonna be no body savior, no franchise. He's not gonna be none of that. Zach Wilson, he's a project that's been bad. I don't know what else we can see in him. So if I'm the Jets too, man, might want to go shop. Maybe you go the route of going to get somebody that you don't have to pay a lot for. But yeah, Jets are a QB away, and this is the reason why they're here. Where they're here now. It should have been Clint weeks ago. But right. The QB situation wasn't right. So they're in it like this.
Do we think that Cleveland coaching job is going to be open or no?
Cleveland, next year. I think start next year because then you get.
You think they give him one more year?
Yeah. I think Deshaun. I think you get the Deshaun full effect of 1 year and the whole team failed because I feel like the QB kind of made that team this year. Not in this aspect of what they was gonna do, but I feel like him being there now, a lot of things can be solved. Or what they need to do with players or all that. The only player I see leaving there potentially is Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's gone. The way they treated Kareem Hunt this year, I mean, though Chubb's a dog, Kareem Hunt can go have his services somewhere else with a team that can use him. And I don't even think he's touching the rock a lot of times in the last few weeks.
I think he kept crying. The more he cried, the less they gave it to him.
Paying the young Herbert, Lord. Yeah. NFL might as well quit. I mean, hey. You can say that, but then they get into the Chargers, so can't really put your eye on that. Wilson is 2 years away from being 2 years away. Yeah, Zach. Daniel Moss is his last.
Who said that? Who said that? Using my line.
Nate.
Yeah, of course Nate used my line.
He can go chill with Johnny Manziel, man. That's how I feel about Zach Wilson right now.
Yeah, I'm still looking at these teams to see. I'm back in the early topics. I'm still seeing where a good fit for Sean Payton is. Looking over these teams, man, it's kind of crazy. I'm only looking at NFC at this point. AFC is pointless, in my opinion.
Right.
That best job is Washington, but you got to get a quarterback somehow.
Derek Carr. It all plays up.
Does Sean Payton want to hitch his return on the quarterback play of Derek Carr? That's the question.
Hey, here's my thing with Derek Carr, man. Like somebody said earlier, I remember who had posted it. Six head coaches in 9 years.
You know who else had a bunch of coaches and stuff too? Baker Mayfield. But I started to wonder, are these quarterbacks getting different coaches because of them? Like, are they getting the coaches fired? Like, or is it something else going on?
It could be. But there's some franchises are who they are, and unfortunately, for all the slack that my beloved Cowboys get, the Raiders are right there.
With what?
Underperforming. They have this whole lore that it's the Raiders.
But they're not America's team or called that for years, and they also didn't win enough recently.
So now we're getting somewhere. So is that where the hate actually comes from?
Of course. Why you think everybody hates the Patriots? They did all that winning, and now they can't. Now they're loving watching us not be good.
So whole America is just a bunch of haters.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I don't hate.
This is a bunch of
That's
haters.
like hating on another dude because he pulled a woman.
This is a bunch of haters. No. But Will don't actually realize that he's part of the family. He's part of the family. When he should want to low key want to defend us sometimes when it's like it's being talked about us because he lives the same fate being in New England of a team that's been a prestige dynasty. You know, the haters coming at you every day.
Yeah, except I don't live in a constant state of delusion, though. I know when my team's sucking and not ready for it.
Not you. But your colleagues, your friends.
This all talking
they're delusional. They're the delusional ones, and I know you can have a lot of delusional people.
That's how I know. That's how I know them when I see them. I diagnose quickly.
You know what I'm saying? So they're the fact, man. You know what I'm saying? That the hate. You know, sometimes it's just because of things that happen that you wish that didn't happen, but it did. You know, and then the ultimate ends up in when we're in situations, man. 20-something years later, man, and we can't get it done, man. This year gonna be the year they say. It's never the year. You know. Man, I'm trying. We're not talking about the Cowboys tonight, man. I'm not talking about the Cowboys tonight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Done with the Cowboys.
I'm in playoff mode. Crenshaw, baby.
No more Cowboys therapy. Let's move on.
Let's go. We ready over here. Crenshaw Cowboys, baby.
So, you know what? Since we had a rough start tonight, we're just gonna push through this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look at the what we got here. We got NFL power ranks for this week. The top 10. NFL
10 only,
power
I promise.
10 only. Coming in at number 10, they were number 8. You got the Baltimore Ravens. Lost to the Steelers 16-13. They're now 10-6. Lamar's still hurt.
At number 32, we have the tech. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Lamar still hurt. This team is, again, I don't know. It's so weird. I can't believe they are where they are, considering all the injuries this team's had all year.
Right.
2 key positions, receiver, and then Lamar, and they're a scrappy team. If they ever get all healthy and get on the field, they could be a danger. I don't know how you would defend this team because what film do you have this year? I mean, I guess the early season, but like, what do you do? How do you stop this team? I don't even know what this team is. They defend and they run.
They sure do run, man. You seen that last night, indeed, in the loss to Pittsburgh. Yeah, they need Lamar back, man. If they have any extra energy, I think Lamar coming back to what helped them actually right now. I mean, the playoffs are starting too. That AFC, in the list that you look at, and the QBs that we're potentially going to be seeing, you know, throughout the playoffs in the AFC, is spectacular. I mean, eventually, probably got to throw Mac Jones in there. You know, he'll probably be the last on the list. You have guys like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, like Lamar Jackson. Like this is where money gets scrambled around. This is where money doesn't get made. You know, for guys like Lamar potentially who ain't get signed yet, like playing in this type of gauntlet will prove to you a lot of things. And a lot of money is going to be messed up. It's not going to be made because of these situations right here. That's what I'm saying.
Boy, he's on point tonight. He says that without Lamar, they'll go as far as a paper plane with a brick on it.
Right, exactly. Because
maybe.
Yeah, but you know, you got
can do nothing.
The playoff games. I mean, they could be Huntley, but the defense is going to travel. You know that. It's going to be tough for teams. You just think they can just put up points. But they need Lamar to feel like you could put up some points too. And that's ultimately the ordeal. So I agree with Lil Dude. That without Lamar, man, they just nothing, man. They're just flat. They're just dead. They're going to be who they are, you know?
I think this year without Lamar, yeah, they're flat. But I think moving forward, I think they learned something while he was out about how they can play. They can still win football games without him, and I think that's going to hurt his bag with them, and I think that's going to hurt his standing with them. He might be out of town next year, man.
So he might be in Washington.
He's not speaking to anybody. Actually, I've heard not speaking to media outlets. I'm not heard not speaking to nobody on the issue at all.
That's probably well. He's his own agent, so it's his best interest to be quiet right now.
Right.
If he had an agent, they tell him to be quiet right now.
Coming in at number 9, previously number 10, even though they beat the Colts 38-10 to move to 9-6-1. Daniel Jones looked pretty good yesterday for the Giants. Do you think they're making a noise in the postseason? And I saw that they're now looking at re-signing Saquon and Danny Dimes for next year.
I mean,
It is.
Float.
I've never seen it. This is a weird team because the truth is, the smartest move. They have to sign Saquon now because they can't just let him walk. The smart move would have been to trade Saquon for whatever you could have got this year.
And draft a bunch of wide receivers.
And I guess sign Danny Dimes, but not even that. Like, I don't know. They should have been moving on. And now those two guys played themselves into a conversation that the Giants should not be having or wanting to have.
Yeah, it's bad because the just if they can't pick up on none of this stuff next year at all, like they're gonna be hitting their heads through walls and all that. Because I'm telling you, I still don't trust Danny Dimes. He's been going out there and playing the position the way he could for his football team, But
I know a few real Giants fans, and one of the main ones cannot stand him.
A lot of people can't stand him. I feel. I mean,
he wants him. You know him too. Munger wants him so far gone.
Yeah, I want him so far gone too.
But he's 9-6.
He's 9.
He's 9-6, and you can't name a wide out there.
Hold on, because we gotta go to Daniel Jones' all-time record, man. No,
we don't, because that's not what he is right now.
But I have to for my instance, I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I was talking about earlier. Like QBs in the air now is just different now. You can have an air and have an all-time great year, and then you can go.
Okay, but you gotta be consistent though, too. If that's the case, then Lamar's set. He should get paid.
No. But this is in tune why Lamar. But Lamar's in the state anyway, because Lamar's been on that road anyway of should we pay him, should we not pay him? Is he a QB? Is he not a QB? It's always a lot of questions with him. Hasn't been a lot of questions with Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones hasn't played himself into that position. But now since he is now in 9-6 this year, it's like, whoo, now you're about to get a bag. Because
Daniel Jones is saying yesterday's price is not today's price.
31 overall the starter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he'll get something because he's still standing. No media trouble, no nothing. He's not on this Baker Mayfield-ish or anything. He goes and he's humble. So he'll probably get that 50.
Honestly, he might be the move just because you might just be like, you know what? He's going to not be that expensive. He's not going to get a crazy bag. So
they may franchise him just to see what he does.
That's probably the idea, except you really probably want to spend that franchise on Saquon.
You look at the Giants QBs in history too. I mean, I can only look at history since I was born, but you got Phil Simms. You got Kerry Collins.
None of them dudes walking through that door. I know that.
No, I'm just saying in general. Eli, which was Eli, but Eli ended up with 2 titles. But at the end of the day, he still runs around the course of them guys, not statistically, but the way they go after QBs. So yeah, I mean, Danny Jones could fit the Giants MO, and that's what all I gotta say about the Giants. Forget them, man. NFC East.
Right now, Danny Dimes has the 13th best quarterback rating.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna look. He's gonna be preaching that, and his agents are gonna be preaching that.
Guess who he's in front of?
Who?
Herbert and Rodgers.
Yeah, but their overall numbers are far better, with far better talent to throw to. But like I said, that's another guy where the team's going to draw a very specific line in the sand, and if the quarterback wants more than that, you can have a nice trip to wherever that is.
They will. I still think they hold out of negotiating leverage with him.
Yeah, I think you try to leverage him and try to get him to like a 3-year deal, nothing too crazy, and then you franchise Saquon, which I don't want that to happen to Saquon.
Front loaded.
You got to deal the first year. Yeah. You got to franchise Saquon though, and I don't want that to happen to him, but you have to because of his injury history. You have to do it.
Right. Coming in at number 8, previously number 9, They beat the Rams 31-10 and moved to 10-6. But the Chargers have won 4 in a row and look like they may be on to something out there. Everybody's getting healthy for them. Got Allen and Williams back.
Yeah, I was watching the game and it was nothing but plays between Williams and Eckler, man. Those two hard to stop.
They
They
are.
don't gotta play Kansas City. They don't gotta play Kansas City, then they be all right. That's the way it is, man. But there's already people already saying that if they play Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence and the boys are gonna get them out of here. This Chargers team, they're rolling right now. They're like this is the type of Chargers team that we want to speak about on the weekly. You know what I'm saying? Though they beat the Rams, health is what we want with these Chargers. And they seem to get somewhat healthy. But at the same time, it's like, you still have deficiencies, and they're always still going to come around, man, come about. And playoffs is definitely where it's going to come about. We're going to see if Staley can really coach. And that's what ultimately comes down to coaching. Talent can do so much, but the coaching is going to lead to success, playoff success, championships, and what else.
They're a 10-6 team. Right now, they probably got a 12-4 roster.
Hold on. So this game is canceled. Oh my God. So what does that mean for everything? NFL in general, everything. I know a couple people still trying to proclaim their fantasy championships tonight. What I do for that? This right here is very interesting. And praise go out, but this game is canceled. That's something huge and big, especially with everything going on.
When do they play it?
Huh?
When do they play this game then?
They won't. If it's canceled, it's not going to be played.
That's wild.
Okay. Actually, I just got a thing here. It actually says the game has been postponed. No. Game would not be resumed tonight. Okay, so it is canceled.
So the game will not be resumed tonight, but in terms of the scheduling, how would they go about that? That's probably just gonna have to go as a
tie?
You're gonna have to go as a tie in the book. You're gonna have to go as a tie in the book, and it doesn't really hurt nobody in terms of the divisions. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt anything in the standings, but it does hurt the Bills of jumping up on the Chiefs for a playoff spot.
Yeah, that hurts that for sure.
No talk. It will be made up. No talk if it will be made up tomorrow, Wednesday. I mean, damn, to make that up, like that's gonna be tough to do. If you couldn't resume it,
Saturday.
Right? If you couldn't resume what was going on tonight, for it to, because you get everybody's intake on it, the input and all that. Then the NFL's jumped in the hot seat of should they play this game or not. Then they got to deal with all this extra stuff now because the incident that occurred.
Yeah, this is not ideal.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Prayers to him and his family.
Absolutely.
He has a pulse, but he is not breathing on his own. His mother left him and got in the ambulance with him. He was down for 15 minutes.
And this is my part where I get frustrated when I hear some people bitch and complain about NFL players and athletes in general making too much money.
Yeah.
This is the part of it that they don't see how they put their bodies on the line for people's entertainment. You see people posting about what about the bets, what about the fantasy. At the end of the day, they out there putting their lives on the line, literally.
They push their bodies. They push their bodies to the max, nonstop for about 10 years.
Push their money to the limit. Now we can question some people potentially making money, but for the most part, in the medium, these guys are working and competing and going out there on the football field and giving it their all. Man, I heard something today from Deontay Wilder, and it definitely motivated me for tonight's show. He spoke about the same thing in the brief of boxers. You know how you may knock a guy out, but at the end of the day, this guy has to go home to a family. He's going in the ring to provide for his family and things like that. And that type of stuff right there is that thing right here. This man goes out there in a sport where he's been playing his whole career. You hope always for the best, no injuries, nothing. When you deal with a game like this, and it happens to you.
Yeah.
is the worst thing ever. But definitely, these athletes get paid for this. Anybody can be in the same stature, even if you're not an athlete.
Yeah.
And that's what triggers it. You know what I'm saying? So it's more important that things are gonna swirl around this situation right here, this issue. You know,
that's crazy.
That's tough. That's tough.
It's tough.
Hope he's all right, man.
Damn. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. So coming in at number 7, got the Minnesota Vikings. They were number 7 last week. They did get blown out to the Packers 41-17. That puts them at 12-4. How y'all feeling about Minnesota? I think somebody said earlier they are negative 19-point differential on the year.
Well, yeah, remember they were always close. I think they were always in negative for most of the year, and then they got blown out, so that was always going to blow that number up. Yeah, that team. I mean, look, it's good that they win the close games. It's not good that all of their games are close. That's one thing I would say. Like, it's good that you win a lot of close games, but you shouldn't have to win that many close games, and you shouldn't be getting outscored when probably I don't know if it's maybe it's the strongest part of this. Strongest part of their team is probably defense, but the thing that's been like the big thing about this team has been their offense, and you're not outscoring by a lot. So, yeah, this team is still Kirk's team, so we'll see how that turns out in playoffs.
This team's not mentally strong, and that's what you're seeing over the course of.
11 close wins though.
Last month. It's not. They're not mentally. They're a good football team. Like, they have talent on their roster, you know. And a lot of games that they played this season, they've been more talented than the teams that they play. But then you go into the matchups where you lose, and then you look at the matchups, and it's like they're losing to the teams that they should definitely be mentally prepared for, mentally tough for, and they're not. So I just say that they're not mentally tough enough. And that could be the QB, that could be the receivers. Shout out to Jefferson. He's a dog. He's a dog. We seen mentality yesterday, mental toughness yesterday. Now, one person can't win the football game for you, but Jair all week. That should have been a match that you're like, that's a match that you're like, I'm gonna try to exploit. I'm the best receiver in the game. Well, we gonna do something with it. You know what I'm saying? And hey, couldn't do anything with it. And hey, you get another chance to go out there. Minnesota is giving out free gifts right now. And that's what
hey, I know we're talking football, but you know your boy just be following stuff. Mitchell went out for 71 tonight.
Who?
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell?
Went off for 71 tonight.
71?
I gotta tell people, man, that dude's a bucket, man. He's a bucket.
Steve Mitchell, 71. We talked about that Luka mess the other night, man. Donovan over here with 71, man. Trying to put that some, man. Listen.
Did they win?
Highest point total since Kobe's 81.
Did they win?
Yep, they won in overtime, 145-134.
So they needed
those. They went those 22 or 34.
That's some bucket getting.
Shout out to that man right there. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell, man, putting that work. 71 points, man. What?
He's a horse, man. I told people he's a horse. And we were talking about who's gonna be the number one there. We know who the number one is. He's a horse.
Coming in at number 6, that was number 6 last week. We got the Cowboys who won 27-13 to the Texans to move to 12-4.
Yeah, they beat the Titans team who didn't even have their starting quarterback, and so I get that they're still a great team and they shouldn't have gone up or down. That makes sense.
Number 5, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. They were number 5 last week. They beat the Broncos 27-24.
That game was too close for me. That's why I wanted the Chiefs up higher last week. This week I'm fine with them being number 5, because they made that game too close. That was stupid.
And that's what the write-up says. Why aren't they higher? They only beat the Broncos by 3 points. That's why.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Right, exactly. They should have fought with them this week.
Smack them.
Coming in at now, talk about the tale of 2 seasons. Coming in at number 4, previously number 4, playing tonight to get the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep, Cincinnati Bengals, and you might as well just speak on the Buffalo Bills too, because they had 3.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like any of them are gonna move with the standings.
This week's game, yeah.
Unless they reschedule the game for some time, but they're not gonna be able to because the team got to prepare for a game on Sunday. So I just see this game going as the hat as either no decision or a tie. It doesn't affect no team. I mean, it does because you got that top seed you want to play for, but the way he's looking, man, can you really stress this game in?
Nah,
that's wild.
If they do, you know who's smiling at the crib? Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick smiling.
Coming in at number 2, previously number 1. I think they're too high. We got the Philadelphia Eagles. They lost to the Saints yesterday, 20-10, to fall to 13-3. They have 2 straight losses without Hurts. The reason why I say that they're too high, yes, they are missing Hurts, but the story has been the defense, the vaunted defense. They got gashed yesterday for I think like 150, 160 yards on the ground, and they gave up big plays in the secondary.
Yeah, I think Buffalo and Cincinnati should be ahead of them.
Every team should be ahead of them that we just named. Cowboys should not be ahead of them, but the Cowboys should be down at 5. The Phillies should be. Philly should be at 6. Dallas should be at 5, and then the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Interesting, but I like who number 1 is.
And the reason why I say that, you got to look at they've lost 2 in a row with their backup. Dallas went 4-1 with theirs. That's why I put them in front of them. But number 1, I do like number 1 as well because defense travels.
Yes, it does. So does running games.
San Francisco 49ers, previously number 2, this week's number 1. Yeah, they beat the Raiders 37-34 in overtime, but they've won 9 straight. You're going to have some slip-ups from time to time. Yeah, and they slip-up came, and they still persevered.
We want this. Exactly what we want. We want this. Purdy, looking Purdy as a QB. 49ers looking Purdy as a football team. Knowing like last year when they were strangling and calling to get in, they're rolling right now. We want this. Keep this going, 49er Nation. Keep this rolling. Keep this going because that loss going to feel so much sweeter when it hits you. Telling you, but good way to start the new year with a win against the Raiders. We don't got to hear Dominique's mouth or any Raiders fans, saying wrap it up as we said 5 weeks ago. But in all, 49ers, they went in. They still got some key players that are going to come back. So shout out to them, man, for doing their thing. Despite all the QB issues that they do.
No QB issue. Purdy's balling.
No. Issues in terms of.
I know. I'm messing with you there. I'm just saying that.
But yeah.
I'm messing with you, bro.
Purdy, Garoppolo. Hold on. They said Garoppolo's not out for the rest of the season, right?
He should be. Let Purdy go.
No. I'm just saying in general because if Purdy does mess up, Mike Shanahan might start scratching his head. Saying might be looking for Jimmy G. If Jimmy G's gonna have to cast on, he's not gonna have to cast on because we know Trey ain't coming back.
Trey's done.
So last segment of the night is take a look at the Super Bowl favorites. Buffalo's at a plus 350. Chiefs at a plus 450. Niners at a plus 600. Eagles at a plus, that's got to be a misprint. They got the Eagles at a plus 550.
Yep.
They think they're going to get Hurts back. That's why they're going to be balling.
Gotcha. Bengals plus 800. Cowboys plus 1,000. Bucks at plus 2,500.
I've been telling y'all, dog.
The Bucks are still up there. Jesus, why are they on that list? It's the Brady effect to still be on that list.
And they're in front of the damn Vikings. The Vikings are plus 3,000.
Yeah, Brady versus Kirk. That's easy money.
Yeah, man, that Cowboys at 1,000 kind of been, kind of consistent on the money this season. You know what I'm saying? So, still there, man, still there. Dallas against any one of those AFC teams, bring them on.
Man, you got to hopefully get through the team that you want to play so bad for some crazy ass reason. You got to get through them 49ers, man.
I want no part of their fans that I got.
Will. It's been so many teams that I want to get. There's so many teams. Like literally, the Packers want to get in the playoffs. I want them. The 49ers gonna make the playoffs. I want them. This dude, Tom Brady, who has been probably preparing for the last 7 weeks, we want him. Like, dude, in order for us to achieve anything Super Bowl related or anything, we have to beat the teams and the hurdles that we couldn't go over. And I feel like the way the Cowboys have been created, I can only speak for my time being around. Those are the type of teams we have to defeat to have the ring. And it's happened in past time.
Look, I get it in theory, but if you can get there without needing to face the 49ers, you should.
No. If you get there, yeah, that's cool and all that. And there'd be a fan in the background saying, "Well, they didn't have this guy, and this team didn't have this guy." But you don't worry about that.
You gotta win it.
At the same time, man, we
They all pick up paychecks on Monday morning.
Yes, sir, they do. That's crazy, y'all, man. I still got Chiefs Niners, man.
Chiefs Niners.
Yeah. Chiefs scared me this week, though.
Man, Cincinnati sure looking good.
Yes, they are.
We've seen
Yes,
a little
they
rest
are.
before.
And actually, them losing Collins might have helped him out because he was kind of.
And there's been times where it's like the Bills look good, but like I still don't believe, even with the crazy shootout, I still believe the Chiefs got the number. But with the Bengals, it's not the case, man. I don't. As a Chiefs fan, like if you're a Chiefs fan, you don't want to see them Bengals again.
You don't want no parts of the Bengals.
None of that.
And if you say you do, you're lying.
If you do, you drinking whatever Took's drinking, wanting them Niners.
That dude LeBron going crazy too, man. Going on the tear as of late, man. Trying to ease it up on that career record. 40 tonight. Crazy.
Man, okay.
Hey, you have a parlay on 6 teams winning the chip. Hey, I hope the team that is worth
Get you the most. Yeah.
Dog get you the most money, man. So that's how you are. Do your thing.
Absolutely. All right, man. Who got shout outs tonight?
Shout out to all you guys, man. Shout out to the brand. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Got a double take tonight, but it's all good. Shout out to Unc for making an appearance.
Shout out to Unc for shutting it down. He literally came in and shut it down.
Shut it down to bring it up, man. He came through for a purpose. Shut it down. You know what I'm saying?
My man Unc gave a new meaning to showing up and shutting shit down. Whole new meaning.
Throughout the year, man, ride with us, man. We're going to try to do a lot of interesting things within the group, man, to keep everybody continuously engaged. That could be before the show, that could be after the show, things of that. We're going to flip some things, make magic in our back. But shout out to you guys.
We got some things coming up for the new year that are going to heat it up. So happy New Year, everybody. Shout out to everybody who came in and enjoyed us. Shout out to you fellas. As always, I love doing this. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Man.
We have, like the fellas say, appreciate everybody. Make sure y'all tune in with us tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. Got another episode of the Chop Up.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Bring that fire tomorrow.
I got plenty of things to talk about tomorrow, especially after what happened tonight in the Monday night game, man. So
man, you ain't never lying, brother.
It's gonna be a talk all day, man. I ain't putting on no sports channels tomorrow, man. Cause
it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be hard to watch. I hope he makes it.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, shout out to Chris, man. Get healthy, brother. We're praying for you. Shout out again to Hamlin and his family.
Mm-hmm.
Tough stuff, man. Tough stuff. But everybody that tuned in tonight, we appreciate you. We got Bobby, Lil Dude, LOL, Wow, Jamie, Bree, Bailey, Anthony, Nate, Kawan, and Tammy. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight.
Okay, can I get one more chat in, man?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
I want some condolences, man, to the Styles family. My guy, Brandon Styles, man, lost his moms. Seen the post my into show tonight, man. 10% blow. My big dog, big bro, man. My condolences go out to you, your family, man. I'll be in touch with you.
Shout out to that, man, for sure.
Okay.
Much love to y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. You out and about. Stay safe. Appreciate you.
Sure.
Peace.